How's it going, guys? It's Diego from SGN, and the time has come to decide who is the Premier League Manager of the Year. Now, the way this is going to work is I'm going to present to you my two candidates. I'm going to explain why I think each man deserves it, and then I'm going to decide who is, in my opinion, the most deserving of the two. Then I would very much like it for you guys to let me know in the comment section down below who you think deserves to win the award. Now, before I go into the two guys that I think are the main candidates, I want to give an honorable mention to Rafa Benitez. Now, when the summer transfer window started, Newcastle fans were pretty optimistic that Mike Ashley was actually going to go in there and spend the money to bring in the players that a manager like Rafa Benitez and his pedigree deserves. Unfortunately for them, they went through the same exact thing they've gone through for so many years in a row now, and they simply didn't bring in the right amount of players, and most importantly, the quality players that a team needs to do really well in the Premier League. And yet, despite that, despite having an underpowered team, Rafa Benitez has managed to get his Newcastle side among the top 10. And of course, there's still one game left or two games left for certain teams at the date of me filming this, but it's very likely that Newcastle will be around top 10 at the very least. So what he's achieved with the team he has, and despite all the issues that they have, in the backroom staff, and just the fact the owner is so shit, it's very, very impressive. So definitely great job to Rafa Benitez. Now going into the main two candidates, I'm going to go ahead and mention the most obvious one, which is Pep Guardiola. Everybody knows that what this guy has done has been nothing short of phenomenal, all right? He has an amazing team, obviously, but the way they played throughout the entire season, the amount of goals they scored, and the number of goals that they conceded is actually very, very impressive. And just the style of football has been nothing short of brilliant to watch. It's been an amazing season for them personally, and this is coming from a United fan. To watch them play is probably, when they're at their peak, is probably the best team in Europe to watch because of the way that they go at teams, they keep possession, they move the ball around so brilliantly. What they've been able to do in a league that is far more competitive than La Liga and just continuously be so fun to watch. It was very, very impressive. And like I said, with the amount of competition that's in this Premier League, for them to have won by such a large margin is nothing short of just fantastic. I mean, who would have expected them to do that? Coming into the season, I expected United to win the league. Honestly, I expected United to win the league. And if not win the league, then be very, very close. I expected Chelsea to be a bit farther back, but I expected them to be pretty competitive as well. Same thing with Tottenham. I expected it to be a very, very competitive league, but City went out there and they just smoked everybody and really put on a show and showed that they are here to stay. They can definitely be Premier League, they can have a dynasty for the next few years. It really depends on how well the other teams behind them pick up their situation, bring themselves closer to City, and really make it a tough, tough league. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, but as of this season, Pep Guardiola definitely showed he is one of the best managers in the world, if not the very best. The other person that, in my opinion, deserves it without a doubt is Sean Dyche. I mean, with the team he has no business being 7th. And I say that with all due respect to the players that are on that team. What he has been able to do throughout the entire season, being so consistent against the teams he has to beat, being able to beat teams like Everton, who they definitely have better players. Teams like that, the teams that should be beating him, were always having a really hard time against him, and he was just so consistent throughout the entire season. Not only that, not only did he do very well against the teams he should be having a hard time with in terms of, the teams that are around the top 10, he also managed to get some huge results against the top teams. Obviously, nobody will forget anytime soon the 3-2 win at Stamford Bridge in the opening game of the Premier League. What a phenomenal performance those players put on. I think it was Vokes that had a couple of goals and had just an amazing performance, just a great game. And it really did kick off what Burnley season was going to turn into, because after that game, there was sort of that feeling like Chelsea underperformed, because I think it was Gary Cahill got himself a red card, and the feeling was that maybe Burnley got lucky. But as the season went on, they proved time and time again they definitely didn't get lucky. That was just what they were this season, a phenomenal team. Not only did they beat Chelsea 3-2 at Stamford Bridge, they also got a 1-1 draw, I think it was against Old Trafford, or 2-2 draw at Old Trafford. They drew against Liverpool at Anfield. They drew against City. They drew against Tottenham. I think it was at Wembley. So they consistently got the results against the teams they needed to get results against. but they also put up a great fight against the top teams in the league. And that really does show that not only, are they in the top 7th place, but they absolutely deserved 7th place, and they deserve a spot in the Europa League. Unless something weird happens, I'm pretty sure that they're going to be guaranteed a Europa League spot. So hats off to Burnley, hats off to Sean Dyche, definitely proving that he is definitely one of the best managers in England, without a doubt. I don't know what he would be able to do with a top team if he'd be able to carry over those results, but I think that he has definitely earned himself an eventual, opportunity to manage a really, really big team. We'll see what happens. British managers don't generally tend to get the offers because obviously they haven't really shown that they have the quality. But Sean Dyche is definitely a manager who absolutely earns that spot as one of the best British managers the best British manager in the world right now, and definitely earned himself an eventual role with one of the big clubs. Now, after saying these things about these two managers, obviously Pep Guardiola, the fact that he won the league, the way he won the league, has to be the favorite to winning this. But in my opinion, what he achieved, as impressive as it was, is nowhere near as impressive as what Sean Dyche has done. Because Pep Guardiola had so much money spent, so many players brought in. I think it was 19 players have been brought into City since he signed with Manchester City. So that just shows the amount of ambition, but also the amount of quality his team has. Whereas Burnley, they're constantly trying to bring in players who are on a budget, but also have the quality to keep them in the Premier League. And realistically, Burnley, every single season, they aren't aiming for a Europa League spot. They aren't aiming for a top 10 spot. That's great if they do achieve it. But realistically, they are a team that is fighting every single year for relegation. That is what they aim for. Not for relegation, for survival in the Premier League. That is what they aim for. So for that team, with those players, like I said, with all due respect to them, they are not on the level that you would expect them to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, they simply, if you look at that roster, you're like, how the hell did this team achieve what they achieved? And in my opinion, a lot of that credit has to go to Sean Dyche. So in my opinion, the Premier League Manager of the Year is without a doubt Sean Dyche. I don't know if the Premier League is going to give him that award. They'll probably give it to Guardiola, but in my opinion, and based on what I've seen from some polls as well, it looks like Sean Dyche probably is what the fans want to see. He's the man that the fans want to see get that award. So let me know in the comment section down below who you think should win it. Is it Pep Guardiola? Is it Sean Dyche? Or do you have some kind of wild card to throw in there? You know my opinion, Sean Dyche. Definitely let me know. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. That way, every time a video comes out, you will get a notification. You'll be able to tune into the video just with one little click or one little tap on your smartphone. So definitely do that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.